Mark Hamill.
Oh no.
He has been controversial with his takes. He has gone after fans. He's gone after supporters of President Trump. He said before the election that
69.
they can go force themselves. That's a quote from him.
I remember that.
I am just telling you. But here he is on in a video clip from Culture Crave on X talking about his headcanon for The Last Jedi, a very also controversial film here. Let's listen to what he has to say in this clip.
So I made up a much, much darker backstory that I thought could justify him being that way. What could make someone give up a devotion to what is basically a religious entity, to give up being a Jedi? Well, the love of a woman. So he falls in love with a woman. He gives up being a Jedi. They have a child together. At some point, the child, as a toddler, picks up an unattended lightsaber, pushes the button, and is killed instantly. The wife is so full of grief, she kills herself. I thought that would be, because I think about, I hear these horrible stories about these children that find unattended guns and so forth and wind up dead. And I thought that resonated with me so deeply that that could possibly, but he didn't have the time to tell a backstory like that, I'm guessing. He just wanted a brief thing to explain it. And to me, it didn't justify it. That said, and I told him this, despite the fact that I disagree with your choices for Luke, I'm going to do everything within my power to make your screenplay work as best that I can.
Well, there you go. I think he just came up with something in his head that's better than what we got in The Last Jedi. I mean, it really is. How do you take the most optimistic, hero in the galaxy and have him throw it all away and leave his friends behind? Mm-hmm. Again, we needed more backstory to really explain why Luke was this way. So what do you think of that? And that's, what, it's nice to see him get thoughtful about that. I think, I will say this, of the sequel trilogy, The Last Jedi is probably the most watchable of them. It has and that's, it's not saying much. I'm just saying, I think Rise of Skywalker is the worst Star Wars movie ever made, period. Without a doubt. But, the whole sequel trilogy, in my mind, is a failure. And The Last Jedi is the best of them. That's not, I'm just saying it's the best, but
it's the best of the worst.
What can you say? I mean, and at the time I started out, well, this is going to pay off. It's going somewhere. It's going somewhere. In the third movie, they'll stick the landing. There is a plan behind why they're doing these horrible things that will pay off in the 9th and final film. And well, that didn't happen, but
yeah. I mean, I'll tell you the potential I saw in The Last Jedi. It was the final moments where the rebellion or whatever is down to 30 people.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how are 30 people going to take on the New Order or whatever they call it? And that, to me, that was like, okay, this at least sets up something that could be really interesting and exciting in that third movie. And as you say, they never paid off. They ignored it. And they just went on their own direction as if The Last Jedi had never existed, which just goes to the overall problem with the sequels is there's no vision. And
well, maybe if you're gonna make 3 movies that tell a story that connects, maybe plan them out in advance. Not every detail, but at least the story arcs and the character arcs. And the main thing I think that makes the sequel trilogy just unwatchable, as compared to the prequels. I will revisit, and there's really great sequences, great lines, great moments. I mean, filled with a lot of bad stuff that doesn't work, but I think the biggest problem with the sequel trilogy is the legacy characters. Han, Luke, and Leia never reunited in a scene and did not have and one by each movie dispensed with one legacy character, and it was not satisfying. It was not. You can do those same things, but have it be. I think the best example of that is what Terry Matalas did with Picard season 3 in terms of the use of legacy characters and introducing new characters and world building and payoffs. And God, I wish Terry Matalas had been put in charge of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I know
at minimum there should have been a meeting.
Right.
Everyone got together and said, here's the path of the sequels. It's going to start here. It's going to end there. And this is the break in between movies. And so Ryan Johnson, now that you clearly know what we expect from the second movie, write that. But instead, it was, okay, we need to reintroduce all the characters of the first movie. We'll let Ryan do what he wants to do. And then we'll ignore that and do what we want to do. And that, it was doomed from the start. And the sad thing is you had a built-in fan base.
Right.
The fact that The Force Awakens made as much money as it did was solely because there was a built-in fan base that wanted anything Star Wars. And we came out and we even gave it the benefit of the doubt when it first came out the opening weekend.
Yeah.
And they just squandered it.
Yeah, I think, there was a lot of goodwill with that movie, the first movie, The Force Awakens. I mean, I didn't like it. I did not like it at the time, and I was kind of the only person among my friends. And I think looking back, people are like, it just is, as compared to the sequels, like, well, we got what we wanted. We got TIE fighters and the Falcon and, characters we love, but not used in the right way. So ultimately a failure in the end, but it's nice to see Mark Hamill reflect and come up with, in his head, a better story than what we got.
Yeah, which explains the First Order's lightsaber control laws.
Well, if there's a safety on a lightsaber, you would think an elegant weapon from a more civilized time would have a safety on there.
And you would think a Jedi would handle it with better care than just leaving it laying around for a baby to pick up.
Yeah. Luke's son or daughter, the baby, the son of Skywalker, the progeny would pick up a lightsaber and then accidentally kill themselves, and then the mother kill herself out of grief. I don't know. It sounds kind of lame, but it's better than what we got.
The way I picture it is young Skywalker grabs a lightsaber, goes to his friends and say, hey, look what I can make grow.